is an interesting thing. So basically a little slither of land between two roads in Chorleywood. So if I go that way, I mean, I'll be straight onto the road again. I'm going to go anyway. I know where I am now. It's only when you walk you can hear what I presume is almost always squirrels running for cover. Oh, so I'm not sure what the road does up there, but anyway. Just heading back down now. It's very narrow. That's why I'm wandering around. If I just walk across it, you can see there's houses there. I'll be straight out the other side. It's very interesting. It's a great area. There's so many little pockets of this in Chorleywood. You're on the edge of farmland and you're on the edge of suburbia. It's a great little spot actually. And although the properties are, a lot of them are sort of quite generously sized, there are more expensive places around. I mean, it's not cheap living around here, but it's definitely not. It's at the upper end, but it's not, for the most part, it's not the kind of top end. And yet, it's almost, probably what I'm trying to say is I think it might be, if you like it of course, it might be just about the best value around here. Maybe you could say Ruislip, certain bits of Ruislip perhaps are, because they're, but possibly a little bit closer into London. But you don't, although you have lots of train stations, they're all quite, they stop at every stop, you know. From here you can get quick trains into London. And anyway, I think it, in terms of bang for the buck, I reckon, and as I say, it's not cheap. You're going to have to spend a few quid if you want to live around here, that's for sure, for the most part. But I think what you get for your money in comparison with other places around here, I think is probably pretty good. There is a feeling these days that with the internet, everything's priced to the penny. You know, if you find an identical property and it's a penny cheaper, it's probably because the rose bush is a month newer or something. You know, so, but yeah, I mean, I still think that, I mean, it is a bit of a walk from here to the station, but it does have one, and you can drop your car down into it, do it that way. Chiltern Line, Metropolitan Line into London. Metropolitan Line doesn't go out very much further than here. A few more stops out to Amersham or Chesham. Chiltern Line on this side of it, it goes, I think, to Aylesbury. The Chiltern Line does go to Birmingham New Street, I think, as well, but not on this branch. That's more like on the Ruislip and Denham branch. So, and the M25 is probably, well, it's probably half a mile away in terms of you can drive underneath it. But in terms of getting on it, it's probably a couple of miles. It's not long. You're right there, really. Just wriggle around a few lefts and rights when you get off M25 and you're here. So anyway, well, I suppose I'll come back out down here. I know where this is. This is where I first saw this little clump. And I kind of pretty much know what I'm going to do. Now I'll just, maybe I'll stay on camera for a bit. There you go. I came from down there on the right. There's a footpath that brought me out to there. So I looked up and I saw this, and I went over to the right. But, so it's almost like a, well, it's a centre green, but like almost like a huge roundabout. But a good little spot. Just a bit more character for the area, really. I doubt if the local residents really use it for anything. But there you go, Chorleywood. So there it is, that's where I went in. Walked up that way. But if you look down, so just come up from there. And if you look down here, when you go on the right, this is where when I first come up here, I mean I knew more or less where I was, but I wasn't sure exactly how the road network or the footpath network or even the field network was going to take me back to where I wanted to get to. But when I turned around this corner I realised, and what I'm expecting is my bearings gone a bit skew with, which they haven't. So I do a right here. And then that would take me down to, is it might be Whitelands Avenue? I think, I don't know if it's called that. Anyway, straight up there as well is a field and a sort of a farm, and you can go into some woods. But I'm not sure how to do it in reverse to make sure that I end up back where I want to end up. I know how to get to this point from the other way, which makes it sound really simple, but there's a horse here. I can zoom in. Where'd it go? Horse is hidden behind the car now. Well, trust me, honestly, there was a horse there. It would come out from that furthest car, the black one. Yeah, it was being ridden, so I'm sure it's making an orderly journey somewhere. But yeah, anyway, it's probably pretty straightforward, but I haven't done it this way round, so I'm not going to go through those fields. I don't know where that horse disappeared to. Maybe you just caught it on camera, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go get back to horse is really shortly gone. Yeah, down this way basically is oh, this lot. We like it, don't we? But not in my backyard. Anyway, Blackett's Wood Drive. I'm pretty sure it would take down to, I know the road, but what's the word? What part of it I come out to, I'm not quite sure just yet. It might be the shops, or it might be further over to, as I'm looking at it now, further over to the left. I think I might even have walked down here the other day and ended up finding a footpath and went off on another little random. But anyway, there you go. I'll leave that for now and pick it up where it shows where it comes out to. what is about to be revealed. Right, so on to the left, right on the edge of the shops. I think that's what that is. This was a few weeks ago actually I did this, I remember now. I mean, I know, as I say, I know where I am, but not exactly the precise spot that it's going to drop me out into. So, yeah, I know now. This is what's in front of me there, those houses. I knew that's where I was going to come out, but you can see like wherever it's going to be, that side or that side, and how far along, a bit like a slide rule, how far left or right along that stuff in the straight ahead am I going to come out. So I go down here and you sort of bear around to the right, and then there's one half of the shops in Chorleywood are on a parade, both sides of you. And the road at the bottom there on the left, that might be Whitelands Avenue, I'm not sure, but that's got a footpath that goes into the woods. I can't remember what the name of them are, but you walk to the back of the woods and you come back up there where I just was. As I said, I'm just not sure if I did it where I would come out down there. I haven't done it around before. And then this is another little footpath. Right. So I resisted the temptation to go into that footpath. Don't remember exactly what happens when you do, but more or less I do. But I know I have done it. So, and yes, I was right, it is Whitelands Avenue. It's quite nice, this first bit on the left of this road straight ahead here. And here a horse. Oh, there you go. Because it's very flat. As you go further and further down the road, it kicks up a little bit, and then you have a situation where there's either on the left a big drop down to your house, or on the right a huge incline in your back garden. So you come down the hill. If you go up there 3/4 of the way along there on the left hand side, or 2/3 of the way, is a footpath which takes you into a bunch of woods. You go up there and do all kinds of stuff, including end up out on actually you can go to the A404 under a train bridge and a little tunnel, or but also on the left it goes up to the farmland that I was just pointing out. Anyway, we're down here, and then you've got the shops, and basically at this junction just ahead where all these cars are stopped, if you do a left there, it goes under a bridge and bears around to a tight sort of sharp right. And just along there is the train station. So in other words, from where I'm standing now, it's probably a 3-minute walk to the train station. It's quite funny that actually that the train station is connected to the shops, but you don't see it from any of the shops. There you go, there it is. Reviewed the Corner Brew coffee shop on Google Maps. Right, so down there's a bunch more shops. Maybe not quite as many, maybe about the same. There's the train line, and guy wasn't impressed that I wasn't crossing the road. But there's the crossing, and there's me. So anyway, and I got a camera in my hand. Anyway, it's this time I am going to cross and I have been allowed, so that's quite good. Thank you. Supposed to wait for me to get off the crossing, sir. It's a Royal Mail van in a hurry. Could have slowed him down if I got clipped by him, wouldn't it? Anyway, I've decided to walk up to the station and anyway. To the right, and there's the station. Station. Oh, that's not the road that I started my walk up, but parallel to it a little bit further down that way is the one. I could have gone on either one, so I just basically went up there, went round to the right, wiggled about a bit into those little woods where I showed you, came round again, back down up here. So it'd have to be a loop, wouldn't it? I didn't double back. And there you go. Chorleywood station. Interesting little, I think I've done that in reverse. Comes down off the common by the, I don't think it is the village hall, but you could call it the village hall. It's kind of like that sort of a thing. Chorleywood Arts Centre or something, they have film showings there. Yeah, what they also have, just checking the road here, what they also have here in the station is something which I've shown you before. So yeah, there's a tunnel there which I'm going to use. First of all, there's the station, there's a children's. And so it's Chorleywood station. We'll go in this tunnel. We'll take me down under the lines. Basically, it's going to do a U-turn and bring me back where I was, but the other side of the lines, but actually on the platform. And I then have an opportunity to go up on the car park. So I'll just watch. lovely sidings at one point. And then basically come down a rather steep set of stairs. And there you go. Was it that one? Yeah, it was actually this Burns Hill. That was the road I started off. Up there, I've got I think it's an orange Lamborghini video going up that hill. Anyway, so here's the other set of shots. And that's where I started my walk. Well, I started my walk along here, but went up that hill and just basically round in a big loop. And there's my car park there. So that's it. And there it is. Chorleywood. Cheers. Back at the car and the coffee shop.